Hi, my name's Eric Bowers, and this is my video blog. I'm in the barn here at Abundance Community Farm where I live. This is our space for music and dancing and workshops and for my video blog. The topic of my blog today is fear. One of the things I do a lot is I help people with creating successful relationships with themselves and others. And an essential part of that is working with emotions. So today we'll explore fear. And everything that I will talk about today, you can find also in my book, Meet Me in Hard to Love Places, at Amazon online. So, fear. Fear is either a perceived threat to our physical safety or our psychological safety. So either we're perceiving harm physically or through a break in connection with someone we care about. Judgment, rejection, those kinds of things. Now, because we feel safest as humans when we're connected with people that we're with, especially people we care about, our experience of physical threat is very similar to our experience of psychological threat. In fact, the same part of the brain that processes physical pain also processes psychological pain. What's happening in the brain is that there's a part of the limbic system deep in the center of the brain that's on the lookout for threats. That's part of its job. It's called the amygdala. And it's looking out for anything that could be dangerous. And it's also looking for things that could be dangerous based on the experience from the past. So anything from the past that was dangerous, that was stressful, traumatic, and that we didn't get to fully process and make sense of and integrate and feel. They get stuck as an implicit memory, an unconscious memory that keeps getting activated when the amygdala perceives something that's roughly similar to those past experiences. The prefrontal cortex, which is a part of the brain that's right about there, has the capacity to calm the amygdala. But we're not born. That's not an automatic process. We need to develop that first with support from the adults and caregivers in our lives, and then through our own work of learning to calm our emotions and feel our emotions. So my main goal with strong emotions is to help the prefrontal cortex calm the amygdala. Or another way I think of it is help maybe in a psychological term, help my inner adult stay in charge or stay strong for the inner child that's getting activated. Or in spiritual terms, I'm trying to keep my essential self online. So I'm trying to stay connected to my essential self and help it to support my ego. So those are three different ways I think of fear, working with fear. So how do I do that? So my first response, I've worked a lot with different parts of myself, wounded parts, child parts, compensatory parts, and so on. So I generally think that when I have fear, there's a part of my psyche that's activated, often a child part, and it wants to feel supported and protected and connected. So what I've started to do as my practice is when I feel fear or any strong emotion, I say inwardly, as if I'm speaking to a young part of myself, I'm with you. I'm right here. I've got you. those kinds of phrases. And generally, I think almost every time that takes a little edge off of the intensity of the fear. That's one of my go-to initial responses. Another one is to breathe. I like to say the bigger the emotion, the bigger the breath. It's not a breath to try to push away an emotion. It's a breath that actually welcomes the emotion. It goes to meet the emotion. I try to breathe to wherever I feel the emotion. So if I felt, say, a tightness in my chest, then I'm saying, I've got you, I'm with you, and then I try to literally be with it as I drop my attention right there with my breath. Maybe it's in my belly, maybe it's in my throat. We tend to feel fear physically in our jaw, our throat, our chest, and our belly. That's where the fight, flight, sympathetic nervous system activates most, you could say. So I've got you, I'm with you, breathing to the sensation, and I welcome. Literally, I'll sometimes think to that. I welcome fear, welcome terror, welcome panic, welcome anxiety, whatever flavor of fear it happens to be. Again, I want this, whatever it is, this emotion to feel completely accepted, unconditionally supported, loved, because that's what helps us relax. As soon as I start to think it shouldn't be there, I try to cover it up. It's not, for me, it doesn't relax as well. So that I've got you, I'm with you, I can think of that's my inner adult comforting my inner child part, or my essential self unconditionally loving my ego. And then I'm really trying to bring my focus of attention down and noticing the sensations wherever they are. If I'm with someone, it helps to name things, or even if I'm not. I'm noticing tightness in my neck, notice a little tension in my jaw, I notice tension, whatever I'm noticing. I notice butterflies in my belly. Naming our physical experience can often really help to calm the amygdala. Acknowledging what is. Naming the emotions. Naming the emotions can be trickier, because sometimes our emotions get mixed in with our thoughts and so on. So sensations keeps it really simple and easy and right in the body. So if I notice butterflies in the stomach, I say, welcome butterflies in the stomach. So what I'm trying to do is have whatever it is feel welcome and connected to some other part of me. I have my amygdala feel connected to my prefrontal cortex. I have my wounded child feel connected to my inner adult. My ego feel connected and supported by my essential self. Then I can bring in more support with the power of my imagination. I bring in really close friends and I imagine they're at my back or my side and they're saying, we're with you. We've got you. We're right here. You're not alone. And I, right in this moment, feel just a little sweet sadness actually thinking about that, because I think of how many times in my life I've tried to do it all by myself. So now my essential self is holding me as I am. My friends are in my imagination right here holding me too. The bigger the fear, the more support I want. If possible, if there's actual people to reach out to who I trust will support me, then I'll do that too. That's an outer co-regulation. They're helping me regulate my emotions if they have the skill to do so. This is inner co-regulation when I imagine they're right here. according to the Institute of HeartMath, it's an organization that studies the science of the heart and the brain. There are neurons that go right from the heart to the amygdala, and they can be very powerful conduits for calming the amygdala. And they are very powerful for calming the amygdala when we generate feelings in the heart. That compassion of, I'm with you, I've got you, I love you. Feeling of love is really good to generate. Feeling of gratitude. So I might just send waves of gratitude to my friends that have supported me in life and right now in my imagination. And by the way, the support you can call on can be an animal, it can be anything, an entity, a part of nature, anything that you feel very safe and supported by. So I might send my gratitude to the planet Earth. I'm going quite fast here. I'm just giving you different tools. It generally is a slow process for me. And going slow is a good approach when dealing with big emotions in general, especially if it's a psychological fear. Physical fear, maybe you have to move quickly, but to process the fear in these ways, it helps a lot to slow down. So just to recap then, I'm trying to keep the parts that are involved in the fear connected to something that supports them. I'm doing that by saying, I've got you, I'm with you, by breathing into my heart, by welcoming all of it unconditionally, by calling in a support team in my imagination, by feeling whatever I can feel in my heart, like gratitude, compassion, love. The breath, really trying to drop my attention. Sometimes I'll imagine that I'm breathing right in and out of my heart. Really want to keep... The heart, for me, is the place where I can unconditionally welcome whatever's going on. The mind wants things to be different. The ego wants things to be different. My essential self just holds things as they are with love and compassion. So I hope that's helpful. Some of it, all of it is helpful for you. If you have questions, please type them below. Be happy to do whatever I can to support your questions. And again, you can find lots of these ideas and tools in my book. And please stay tuned for more video blogs. I'd like to do a blog on lots of things, but upcoming will be a blog on the difference between the inner lover and the outer lover. I'm excited to do a video blog on polyamory from the perspective of attachment theory and implicit memory, or interpersonal neurobiology. And I have lots of other things planned for this blog. So thanks for watching. Until next time.